Good. How are you?
Did you get my email?
Let me check and see. I've been getting flooded with emails, so let me take a quick look here.
I didn't submit I didn't submit today. Um
Let's see here. When did you send it over to me, Cynthia?
Around 10 in the morning, maybe?
Today?
Yes, let me look.
Okay. Let me
Uh,
check and see here.
mhm.
Let's see if I can find you here. Did you have a parcel that you wanted to go over?
Yeah, I had and the owner of the parcel, he's really interested in selling,
Okay. Awesome.
and he's available to speak as well.
Okay. Sweet. Let's
And it
see
looks like he
here.
has another deal he might want to speak to you about. It's on Lake Limestone.
Okay. I'm not seeing any email here.
Oh,
I
7 hours
just,
ago.
let's see here. Did you send it to Blue Ox Land Co. at Gmail? Is that where you sent it?
Uh, where I usually get Dr. Dirt at yeah, Blue Ox Land.
Okay, let me see what we got here. Did you reply to the email? Is that from
Yeah,
the
I
from like the
replied to the
social?
email you sent. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. Because I don't think that it looks like that's not replying to me. Can I give you
Okay.
another email here and can you send it over? Would
Oh,
that
yes.
be cool?
One
All right.
second.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll just put it right in the I'll just message you here. There you go. I just sent it in the message, in
Okay.
the Zoom message. Yeah, send that over.
I'm looking.
Be happy to take a look at it.
Where is it at? I'm not seeing it in the Zoom message in my chat.
Um, all good. I sent it to, I sent it to private. Here you go. There it is, a regular too. Hey, Brian, welcome on in.
Hey, what's
Thanks
going
for
on?
coming.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. A busy, busy Monday, I'll tell you that. Hopefully you guys had a busy Monday too.
Yeah, about the same here. Thanks.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Cynthia's sending me a deal to review. Brian, do you have any questions right off the bat here that I can help you answer?
No,
Or
I have
something
no.
you're looking forward to today?
I don't really have anything right off the top of my head. We are looking at developing an industrial property to a small bay
Ooh,
industrial. We already own the property. Maybe I could break out some of the details of that. But other than that, that's kind of the only thing that was on my mind. I was going to probably just
awesome.
listen, but if you want to
Sweet.
go interactive, I'm happy to go further into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is totally like interactive for sure. It's not me lecturing by any means. That's really not the point of it at all.
Okay.
It's really for me
And
to
I
help
like
whoever
that. I really like that.
that it's interactive.
That is interactive, yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Uh
Let's see here.
let's see, I
Cynthia, let's
can't
see what I got here for it.
okay. Me,
Awesome.
I mean, no.
All right. Cool. So I'm pulling up the Facebook listing of it, which is looks like what you sent me. Does that sound right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Awesome.
And
Thornton, Texas. Okay. Tell me more about it. Have you talked
it's
with
on
the
yes, it's on Lake Limestone, which
Okay.
is in the Brazos area, which is a pretty decent area.
Nice.
And it's right across the street from the lake. And it's
Okay.
8.5 acres. It's already subdivided into six.
Okay.
And electricity poles are they on is already on the land. The
All right.
electricity, it has a water, it has well water, but the pump is broke.
Yeah.
And it needs septic, but that's normal for that area. And he's
Okay.
available to speak to.
Sure. I'm just looking at it. You have a notepad, just like a post-it notepad in the drawer. Sorry.
Mhm.
Um, cool.
I-
So it sounds like over 100,000 feet, 6 total tracks. What's his, it says prices OBO, so or best offer. Thank you.
Yeah,
It says
he has
prices or best
hundred
offer.
and
Did he?
nineteen, yeah, 119,000. I think it's coming out to be around 15,000 an acre. But he
Okay.
is in need to sell because he's picking up another deal and he needs the money.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's 6 tracks. So 6 parcels of land that have already been
Mhm.
subdivided. 8.5 acres total. He's looking at 119,000. Does that sound right?
Yeah, yes, he marked it down from 157.
Okay, to 119. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. So he's really looking down. Okay. Do you happen to have the address or the APN of it by any chance?
It's I
I'm
think
asking for hard questions now, but
that's seven. When I put in the 735, what do you put in? On with Google and with AI.
Mhm.
Let me see if I pull that up here. One
Do
sec.
you know, do you happen to know, Cynthia, too? I mean, maybe we might be able to find it right here. Is it on market or off market?
It's off market.
Off market. Okay. Awesome.
One sec. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can. Let's see. This is the what I've done, I guess. That's all the kind of research I did.
Okay. Let's check it out here. Awesome. Yeah, let me share my screen here real quick. So you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at too, and we can kind of talk through it.
Hmm.
Awesome. All right. Can you guys see that? Thumbs up.
Well, my vision today is not that great.
So maybe you can see it.
I can see it
Mm.
on my computer because
All right.
I can pull up my part of it.
All
Unless you
right.
can
Cool.
enlarge it. But those are the questions I put into Google.
Okay. Let's check out and see what we have here. Lake proximity, lake view, 1,000 foot. Okay. Awesome. Lake Limestone. 95 to 100K, 115K per acre. Wow.
That's if it's right on the lake.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's right across the street from it.
6. Okay. Well, let's kind of break this down here. So if we have 119,000, 119 divided by 8.5, right? So he's asking roughly about 14,000 per acre.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's 14,000 per acre.
Mm-hmm.
When we're looking at standard kind of 10-acre tract, 11 to 15. Now his is 8, right? So generally speaking, when you go down an acreage, the price tends to go higher per acre,
Mm-hmm.
generally.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's obviously rules and everything, and rules can be broken all the time, but in
Mm-hmm.
general, that's kind of what we're looking at. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see if we can figure out where this is.
Okay.
I'm gonna zoom in on another screen here.
I think he had a map on that, what I linked, sent you.
Yeah, he kind of, I'm gonna kind of
Right
see if I
over
can kind
here
of zoom in
somewhere.
on it a little bit. Let me see if
Yeah.
we can kind of figure that out. I think it's down here somewhere is
Yeah,
kind of
there
my,
there was a little marker on that it should have showed up.
yeah, let's see here.
I asked him how it was it very shallow?
Mm-hmm.
If it's shallow or seeing that it's at the end of the lake.
Okay.
And I was asking him how deep it was. He couldn't tell me. I said, is it shallow? He said no.
Okay.
I said, is there depth to the water? He said yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we got here. So I'm just looking at this. This is just like a general
Mm-hmm.
location here, and it has some water.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up the map
That's
from Facebook here.
yeah, the 730, what is this? 735? CR 735.
Yeah. Check this out real quick.
There it is.
Okay, so it's kind of on the corner there. All right, so let's take a look here. This is kind of what I'm seeing back through here.
735.
735 is right in here. Is that what he said in the listing there?
It says
Oh,
CR
help me out here.
7.
I'm kind of going back here. CR 735. All right. So 735 is right in here. Wonder if this is it.
The water. So I'm trying to
Yep.
see.
So I think this is it. Yep. This is it right here. So this parcel right here.
Oh yeah, because it has the pond on it.
Yep. A little pond on it right in through here. Cool. So looks like, is there a house that's on it by any chance?
I
Do you know?
don't know. I don't. He was saying that there was land, but I can ask him now.
Sure.
Um,
I was just looking, I'm like, because that kind of looks like a structure, doesn't it?
looks to me, but let me give it to him real quick.
Sure. You can just ask him if there's any buildings on there.
Okay.
Let me see if we can get one zone. Good there. Cool. Looks like a little pond in there.
Well,
Hi, Joshua. How are you doing?
I have to go.
I'm doing good. I have Sam uh, online with me, and he has some questions about the land. We're going over it. So he wanted to know, is there a structure on the land?
There is um, there is a trailer house on there that's old, needs to be removed. That's about it.
Okay. Um,
And
okay.
is that it? Would that be removed at sale, or is it a tear down, or is it like a mobile trailer? Or
No, it's just a tear down. Have someone come haul it off.
okay, awesome, cool. It looks
Yeah.
like too, like there's a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Oh, I was gonna say also too. In your other kind of mentioned there's 6 tracks. Have
Yes.
those 6 tracks kind of already been broken off? Are those the? I'm kind of seeing some
Yep.
squares kind of in the southeast corner. Is that the 6 tracks that are broken off, or?
So let me show you. I'll send a picture what it looks like right now.
Okay.
So to show you. I'll
Okay.
give you 2 pictures. I'll give you this one. That's one, and then let me get another one here so you can kind of see. Yeah, so basically, all these 6 tracks were purchased from a friend of mine, and his dad bought them years and years and years ago. We used to go there as kids. Well, my friend tragically passed away. His parents kept the land. They're older now. They're in their almost 90, so they haven't been up there in probably 15 years. So they sold the property to me, and now I'm trying to basically just buy some more land I've got an opportunity to buy a really, really special piece of land that's waterfront, and
Oh,
I need to get rid of this land ASAP. Is pretty much where I'm at.
But Joshua, can you text that to me because I'm not able to copy this. I was trying to copy it. One second, let me download it now.
Okay.
Let's see. Uh, okay.
Yeah, I can text it to you if you want me to.
One second, I might be able to pull it down.
Josh,
Um,
what kind of technical question too? Do you happen to have the APNs for the 6 parcels? That might really help.
Yeah, I've got I've got the survey right here. Let me see
Oh,
here.
awesome. I already had it surveyed and everything.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
already got a pretty good. It's got a recent survey.
nice.
Okay,
Have you tried have you tried to list it with a realtor yet, or just Facebook
I
and
have not.
trying that out,
I'm
or
just trying to blow it up. I have not.
sorry, you cut out there a little bit. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I have not listed it with a realtor yet. I have not.
Oh, okay. Cool. You're just trying to sell it first, just kind of sell it, get rid of it here quick.
yeah,
Nice. Well, impromptu call, Cynthia. I love it. Just get them on the horn and we're going live.
that's what I like. I like conference calling. Let's do it.
I had to just stay quiet. I was just sitting in the background the whole time going, what's this other deal? What's he wanting to do?
That's a
You-
beautiful
Uh,
deal, though. Doesn't it
it could
sound
be.
like?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love it, Cynthia. You're just like, hey, I'm calling him. I'm no no time, just I'm calling him. I love it. I was like, all right, let's go. All right, well, cool. um,
I'm trying
I
to
could not,
get back on screen. I can't find let me see where I am.
yeah,
Uh, I'm
I
trying to
couldn't
trying to
I couldn't
find.
get that photo, but
Okay,
can
I'll
I
upload
text
it.
you?
I'll
Yeah.
upload it
Or see
then.
if you can maybe upload it, then that would be able to show everyone. That'd be awesome if you're willing.
Okay, let me see. I'm just trying to find. I see my Zoom, but I can't see see the screen. Oh,
Yeah.
here it is. Here it is.
Brian, I see your comment and give him a little bit more on seller finance too. That's what I was kind of shooting for.
I'm
So I
sorry.
was,
I think he's still open.
I
I
kind
think
of
he's
kicked kicked myself in the chin, but see, he had told me today exactly what he needed to make this other deal.
yep.
And he
Yeah.
said he needed that money so that he could pay for the land.
Yeah. 100%. And totally fine. Totally fine. Sometimes I ask because sometimes all that they need is just 50,000. Right. And so if you
Mhm.
go, hey, I'll give you 50,000 down, and then, we can either do like a split on the back end. Right. So it'd be like, hey, here's 50,000.
Mhm.
Now the first 50,000 of profit that we get off the land, I take that back as my cut, and then we split it 50-50. Right.
Mhm.
So sometimes that can work too.
I know.
But
I'm
that's why I
sorry.
just
It's
asked.
because of my
That's okay.
conversation today. I had two conversations with him, and he was like,
Yeah.
he's in a real rush to sell. He says
Yeah.
he really needs some money to get this other deal.
Yep. No problem. No
So,
problem. I mean, Cynthia, kudos for you for bringing a deal and coming in, and also too just coming guns blazing. I freaking love it. I was like, oh, I guess we're going. I guess we're calling. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm really curious to see how he splits out that parcel, and how, seeing if we can, like, I'm curious if you guys can see my screen. I'm curious if all these lots, that probably isn't part of the, I guess I could look here quick. I just don't want to put them on blast for a whole
okay,
lot. That's
this is the
somebody else.
picture.
It's somebody else.
That's the picture he sent me.
All right, let me take a look at that. Ooh, we're gonna need to blow that up a little bit. Let me
I
see.
know, right? I have another meeting. He's supposed to be sending me the information on the land for us to look it up.
So
It's
he
30
start. Hold on.
acres, another 30 acres.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Let me ask about this, and then I definitely want to ask about the 30 acres. So it looks like he surveyed this, but he hasn't subdivided it yet.
That was the survey they did before they
Okay.
gave it to him.
Gotcha. Okay, so they were gonna separate that out. Okay.
So that was and so I guess he has a way of, do we need to ask him another question?
No, I think I'm piecing it together here. Let me
Because
just
he
take a
says it's
quick look.
across the street. Can you show where it's at a little? Because I can't see the
Yeah.
pond.
I don't want to put us here. Hold on. Let me try and do this too much.
Okay. But 1,000 foot of
Um,
frontage is a lot.
well, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great. Thornton, Texas. Texas County. I totally spelled that wrong. Limestone County. Okay, cool. This bar is killing me. All right. Limestone County, Texas. Oh, why is it not allowing me to do that? Oh, well. It's this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's this one right here. I don't want to blast out his name, but here we are. Here, maybe this is what I'll do. Maybe I'll draw it out a little bit. So it's this one right here, this parcel that I'll highlight here in 1 second. So really interesting that he sent out that parcel. So it sounds like, I believe this is part of his too.
Because
But
he
I can
says
move
it's
there
right
if it's.
across the street from the lake.
Yep. I'll show you the lake here in 1 second. So there's his parcel, and
Mm-hmm.
there's the lake
Okay.
right in there. And I
He
wonder,
says you
that's
can.
not his.
He says you can see some of the lake, a little. So I
Sure,
guess,
sure. Here we go. So it
but it's
sounds
close.
like this is maybe more his acreage right here, and it looks like
Mm-hmm.
this is maybe off a little bit. But it sounds like this is more his acreage. And then let me see if I can find. Where'd my chat go? Here it is.
Or maybe he needs to send us a picture on how he sectioned it off.
Well, I can see on this. Can you guys see the survey that I pulled up or no?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see can you see that? Let me
Right here
see.
at
Hold
the
on 1
bottom.
second. Can you guys see right now I have the survey pulled up here? Let me try and reshare this here. Hold on. I'm just gonna share my screen for a minute. So I'm just gonna share my screen. You guys are gonna see me 50 times here for 1 second. All right. Can you see that now?
I can see it. So
Brent, can you guys see that? Can you see the chat of it, the parcel here? Can you guys see that? Because I'm not sure when I share like what you guys can and cannot see.
I just see the greened out area that you made.
Ah, shoot. Okay. Dang it. Because I was gonna try it here. Let me do this actually. I'm gonna stop my share. I'm gonna download that image and then I'll reshare it for that. That might be the play here. Let me do that. Give me 1 second here. Because I want to show you guys because I think there's a. All right, share. There we go. Now you guys can see that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me get my zoom bar out of the way. And let me zoom in.
Oh yeah, there it is.
There you go. Now we can all see it. Good?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet. So it looks like, and that's why like I was trying to see the high resolution, but can you guys see right here? Let me draw on
So like a
this.
power line easement. Is that what that is?
Yeah, it looks like here's like one.
Yeah.
right? Then if we go, looks like he's going 2 right there. Oh, what happened there? Sorry, I'm not familiar with drawing on on preview. So bear with me here, guys. I'm normally used to it on my land software. We got 2 right there. And then I'm trying to figure out, because you need road access in order to split these. And it looks like there's a pond here, which I'm not sure if there's access that you can get back here. But it looks to me like they have like 3 is over here. And it looks like they kind of did like 4. And then maybe 5 over here and 6. That's to me what it looks like, how they kind of parceled it out. The only challenge, 2 acres, 2 acres, 1 acre, 1 acre, 2 acre, 2 acre. So here's the challenge with something like this. All right, is when we start to look at access, which this
Mm-hmm.
brings up a really good point, is physical access and legal access, right? So physical access is probably the easiest way to think about it. Physical access meaning that you can physically go onto the property, right? Legal access means that you can legally go through somewhere in order to get to the property. Now, legal access can get a little tricky. Physical access, let's just talk about that for a second, because we're going to run into some issues here. All right. So if you have one parcel like this, right? Oops, sorry. Trying to draw with a mouse is not, or trying to draw with a trackpad isn't super great.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have one here and we have another parcel that's right here, right? And if this goes to a road, which it looks like it might, but it looks like the road also too might end right here. So if that ends right here, there's no access at this point either. And there's definitely no access into these 3 parcels. And so what happens is it drops the value of that property like way, way down, right? The exact reason though why he is actually buying something else, right? So think about this, right? He's buying that 50-acre tract, but he says it's landlocked, right? Landlocked essentially means that there's no physical or
Access.
legal
Mm-hmm.
access. Yep. So all of this right in through here is all landlocked if they split up this parcel this way. So these acres right in through here are all landlocked, which is going to make it
Mm-hmm.
really, 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 I mean, that's going to drive the value way down. So if you look at price per acre and he's selling it for 14,000 price per acre, this center portion of it might go to like 2,000 an acre
Oh, really?
because no one can get to it, right?
Okay, so here's
So
the question I have.
yeah.
Let's say, for instance, he said he had 1,000 feet of frontage.
Mhm.
So where would that be? Around here?
Yeah, pull up. Let me pull up this because we'll be able to measure this. So we go in here. All right. So here's his road again, right? And it looks
Mm-hmm.
like that road. I'm just checking this here. It does look like it ends right there. Bummer. All right. So here's probably where he has that 1,000 feet of road frontage, all right along here and into here. Now,
Okay.
this is a rough estimate: 300, 165, 214, 178, and 42.
So
I can add that up, but roughly. Yep.
my question is, if he can you break it? Can you subdivide it and produce roads in the roads that can access where people can actually go through where there is subdivided to almost like a subdivision where there's roads that will give them access to come in.
Yeah. So great question. And that relies on really 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is the county. The county
Mm-hmm.
rules, the regulations, the city rules, the city
Mm-hmm.
regulations. It all depends on who owns the subdivide rules, if you will. Okay.
Mhm.
Meaning that sometimes it's up to the county, most of the time, or it could potentially also be the city. So you need to figure out which
Mhm.
jurisdiction. So is it Limestone County or is it Thornton, Texas that owns the rules or they allow that, right? And so you need to figure out who allows what. The other piece of it too is that once you get something like this, right? The rules then, so say it's allowed, check one for one. All right. You can subdivide, it's allowed. Okay. Number two is that you need to have a certain amount of road frontage per parcel, right? So that
Oh.
becomes the next challenge. I measured this out real quick. It was 896 feet from my really, really quick approximation of math, all right, of road frontage in through here. All right. So now we need to go about trying to figure out how we can draw it up, but still give people access, but also to see if we can subdivide it in different ways. So, for example, we'll just draw one that's pretty simple. All right. We'll take, let's say, like roughly here. I'm making up boundaries, by the way. So
Mhm.
I'm just approximating this. All right. We're going to go along here. We're going to try something in here. All right. So here we have two different parcels so far. One that's
Mhm.
almost 2 acres and one that's 1.4, almost 1.5 acres. The challenging piece now is see that these all have tons of road frontage in through there, right? 166 feet, 233 feet, 124, 106, 163, right? So you add all these up, plenty of road frontage. Let's take a look at if we're going to go here. All right. So we have 60 feet of road frontage just in that little skinny piece. All right. Because this is our last road, and let's say this county requires, well, we're just going to say the county requires 60 feet of road frontage in order to be able to subdivide it off. Right. So we maximize this by going our smallest that we possibly could. And then what we'd have to do is we'd have to bring this all the way. Then the rest of this parcel would essentially be the rest of our frontage. The main reason being is because we can't, there's no other way to break that off because there's no other road frontage, right?
Mhm.
We could get potentially a little creative with it, which I'll show you in a minute, maybe where it might make a little bit more sense, but it's still going to be really, really tough. Um, but this might be like the best option because you have three parcels that all have adequate road frontage.
And
This,
adequate land for the septic.
mhm. Yep. So 1.4 acres, you should be able to find septic
Yeah.
site on there. Same with 1.96, should be able to. 6.33, you certainly should. And it looks like there's already a kind of a house on there. So we should be okay on that side. So when we look here, right, so I'm going to get rid of all those. But does that make sense though, how I kind of split this
Yes,
up
I
in it
see it.
originally
Mhm.
here?
Yes.
Does that make sense to everyone else?
Yes.
Good.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is one potential option. Let's see if we can get a little bit more creative with it. So let's say we're going to pie this way off here. Let's see what we got here. So we have like a 1 acre. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Another 1 acre. All right. And let's see how much road frontage we have left. 151. So here you go. I'm just going to do a little quick math here. Hold on 1 second. Let's go. Let's see here. Limestone, right? Limestone County.
Mhm. Yes.
Let's see what minor subdivision regulations are. 5 or fewer. Fewer than 5. Fewer than 10. Exemption, sewage septic. Let's see. Let's see what Google AI can come up with.
Okay. Oh, that's that's
It's not gonna. Here we go. Oh, 40 to 60 feet. Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna roll with it. Let's say it's 60. All right, because I think we'll have enough room here. Ooh, yeah, we'll have enough room. Okay. So if we get 60 feet, all right, we're gonna measure out 60 feet. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back to here. Now I'm gonna kind of slice it into something like this. So now we have a 3-acre tract. And then let's go one more. So we have 90 feet there, so we're plenty good. Now we're going to make this into a whole separate tract too. Boom. So now you can see how we kind of splayed the pie a little bit more, right? And actually what I would do is I would actually run this over a little bit so we'd have more equal feet. But so here now we went, instead of 3 parcels, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parcels, right? So we subdivide that 5 different ways. All right. The one thing to note about this is that this looks really good in theory.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I can make all this money off this. This might be great, right? Because we might say we buy it for 119, right? Say we give them full asking, we buy it for 119. And then we sell each of these off for 80, 90, right? Let's just say 80. I'm totally throwing a number out there. I don't know what it is, right? This might be $400 retail value, right? And you're going, whoa, that sounds pretty good, right? Minus the 119 is 281. You probably get a few different fees and everything off of there. You're probably looking at $250,000 profit potentially, right? The challenging piece is anyone can split these, but are you going to find a buyer who's willing to buy these?
That's the question.
Right? Because this 1 acre, 1 acre, 1 acre, probably going to find some people, kind of less than ideal how it kind of goes back into a corner, right? Think about, if you wanted to buy a piece of land, right? Let's just say if this is parcel number 1, this is parcel number 2, this is parcel number 3, this is number 4, and this is number 5. What parcel, 1 through 5, would everyone want to buy?
The first one's the first
Throw it in
three.
the chat. Throw it in the chat. 1 through 5. Which one do you want to buy? 1 is at the very top, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. What's everyone want to buy?
The first 3.
Maybe. Well, give me one, Cynthia.
I'll give you one.
Camilla says 4. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. Todd, Jenny, do you guys have any? Thanks for coming. Do you guys have any questions or options, or what number would you guys want on here? 1 through 5.
I would do.
What would you do? I probably want 1, 2, 3. I probably want number 4.
Because it can be
Personally,
like a personal drive back down
I
to.
can go back. That's right. No one's going to bother me back here. But that's me personally, right? My wife would probably want like this one, 3. Right? Because it's close to the road, right? It looks like it has some trees on it. Maybe number 2, right? These are really good for home sites. Right? You can kind of see Oh, blow them up here. You can kind of see the home sites again right in through there, right? This one
Mhm.
is probably, as long as people don't mind the little skinniness here, right? This one gives you kind of a bigger value back here. This one you can kind of come back and have your house potentially back there, right? When we start looking at splitting these up, I really want to look and see, hey, who are my end buyers, right? Who are my
That's
end
true.
buyers for a parcel like this, right? Most of these people have a little bit of space on the lake. Look how skinny lots you got on here, right? These lots, no real development in through there, right? What do they want? Would you rather buy a square or kind of rectangular lot? Or would you rather buy a triangle lot? I'd rather buy a square lot or a rectangular lot
Yeah,
personally, right? So this is another way that we can essentially look at subdividing it. The only real question is how fast do we think we're going to sell them, right? Because holding
that's true.
costs is a real thing, right? What lots are going to sell really fast and what ones are going to stay? And then is there a more desirable shape to this, right? Is this maybe more desirable if we go something like kind of pinch that back like that and then kind of put this back here, right? Like, is that, is there more desirable shapes besides just these, like what I just cut up into, right? Is this a
Hmm.
potential? 100%. How do we know if if this is going to sell or go very well? How do
I
we
don't.
know that?
Yeah, I guess looking at land sales, the land that's been sold so far,
Certainly could. Certainly could.
the
I'm
demand.
thinking demand. Absolutely. How do we find out about demand? Zillow, yes. How
Mhm.
else? How else can we find out about demand? Anyone can chime in too, by the way. Don't be shy. I don't bite that hard. When we look at demand, the best thing to do is call a local realtor, which I know
Oh.
is so backwards, right? From what some people think, but
Hmm.
they might get a good idea. Hey, I have this piece of land that I'm kind of looking at buying or I have this piece of land I'm looking to kind of split it up about 5 different ways. A couple of them would be two of the lots would be over 3 acres. The other three would be about an acre. So what's the demand in the area? Our 1 acre lots selling. It's not lakefront, but it's pretty close. Is that something that is selling in the area? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't,
Yeah,
right?
there are some. I saw some 1 acre lots.
Yeah. So we look here, right? Now this is lakefront. So that's going to drive sales up big time for sure. All right. A whole bunch of lakefront here. Let's see what this one is. This one might be kind of close. Looks like there's already a little kind of pre-development in there is what it looks like. Looks like somebody goes there and drops off their camper.
Mhm.
Doesn't
Mhm.
that kind of look like it? Right? They have like a little like kayak or something in there, and
Mhm.
looks like they have a
Oh yeah.
trailer. Maybe they put their RV or something right in through here.
Hmm.
So this one might not be a bad comp, but it's 130,000, hasn't sold. Ooh, it's been on the market for a long time, and look at this, 0 saves. That's not good.
Mm.
That's not good. So what that tells me is that this is probably way overpriced. Let's see if yeah, they just haven't moved it at all. So let's take a
And
look.
that's on the lake, right?
It's not on the lake. It's just barely off of the lake. So kind
Hmm.
of similar. All right, 1.2 acre tract. I didn't look at the description. Electricity, water well, septic system. Yeah, so you're all set for pretty much anything. Storage shed, offering extra space for your lake gear, outdoor essentials, yada yada, 2 miles away from the damn boat ramp. So this just tells me that either there's not a whole lot of demand there or it's way overpriced. One or the other, because there's literally 0 saves. That's not super great. But let's see here. So Texas is a non-disclosure state, so it's not going to show me how much they sold for. But what we can do though is that we can also look up a little bit of what they 15,000. Ooh, that's really, really not much. Is what I'm looking at what they listed them for. Yeah, 15,000. So these probably sold for 12-ish thousand, I imagine.
And that was what, an acre?
That was 1 acre. Yeah, so that's not boding super well for our stuff here. It looks like these are all on, yeah, those are all Lakeshore. Those aren't going to be good comps. So this becomes a really tough one, doesn't it? Because now all of a
Yeah.
sudden, here's where it is, right in through here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a ton of them sold. And the ones that have sold that aren't on the lake, really, really not great. 15,000. We need more like 50,000, 40,000 for those.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a dead deal? Not necessarily, but it's something though that we definitely have to dive a little bit deeper into. We'd have to take a look if we would be able to subdivide it out, or would we just be able to just, hey,
Flip
we'll
it.
buy it for 119. He hasn't put it on market. Let's test the market and see if we can get 170 for it or something like that. Right. I'm
Yeah.
throwing out a number. I need to do a lot more
Yeah.
research before we make a good offer and make sure of that. Now, can we? Absolutely, 100%. I would love to. Let's figure out what makes sense in that area, and based off of how long it's been sitting there and kind of local comps and stuff like that, then we can get a better idea of exactly what we should price it at or what it realistically would be on market, and then what we could sell it for on market, because that's normally where you're going to get the highest amount of value on it, and then go and say, hey, based off this number, right? I'm pulling out a number. Let's say it's 130,000 is the on market retail price for it, right? Hey, I can't offer you 119. I'm gonna have to offer you something a little bit lower, and see what he says. There's never, it's always worth it to try it, but
Yeah.
this would I would look at two things. And Cynthia, I'm happy to look at this too and see if we can get through, see if this is a deal. I mean, I love the off
Mm-hmm.
market idea. This is great. Let's see how much this 8.5 acre tract would be just as is, because that's what you want to bet and bank it on, right? You want to base off your value off what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'll see if we can subdivide it, right? If we can subdivide it, amazing. Then we start looking, okay, hey, should we subdivide it like this? Should we subdivide it like what I did the first one? Right? How can we
Mm-hmm.
subdivide this and make sure that it would still sell, if that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So lots of good stuff here. Really like it. I think it has some potential for sure. I think now it's more just a matter of, hey, let's figure out what the value is and figure
Mm-hmm.
out how we can go about getting it.
And like he doesn't, he's new to it, so if he knows what you're doing. So if you come to him honestly, I think he'll, be open.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything, right? I mean, I'll tell him, hey, like this won't work because this would be a realistic number, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and also too, no, like, I know he said, that he's not a wholesaler or whatever, and I can't remember if he said no wholesalers. I'm not a wholesaler. I'm not an investor. Okay, great, cool, no problem. Are you opposed to selling to somebody like myself, right? Knowing that, as somebody who buys and sells land, I need to make a profit somewhere in there, right? So are you okay leaving some money on the table in order to get this other property under contract and to be able to buy that property and potentially make money on that property, right? Is he okay with that? Is he not? If he's not, then hey, like that's
I
fine.
think he's open. He says, I don't care if you're a wholesaler.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
told
And
me that today.
to me, that conversation today definitely sounded like he was open to it. He's just like, hey, I my eye on bigger fish, I
Mm-hmm.
have bigger fish to fry. I want to go chase after those bigger fish. And in order to do that, I need some sort of money from this property, is what it sounded like to me. So, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
So, what I told him was, I'm an investor, which I
Mhm.
am,
Sure.
and depending on
Absolutely.
the price. And then I said that you were a partner of mine who is also an investor that I might joint
Sure.
venture with.
Sure. Great.
And
I love it.
that's and so and normally the way I usually do business if I'm doing stuff like this is I always liked if I have a seller online, they're wanting to sell or whatever, I just like to set the conference call up and for us to just go through once we go through it and just do like we did today and work the
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. I mean, we're shooting from the hip. I love it. I love it. I'm like, I don't know much about this, but you're dialing on the phone. So here we go. Let's rock and roll. I love it.
Mhm.
Cool. So let's do this then, Cynthia, if you want. I'm happy to take a look at this. I'll take a deeper dive into seeing what a realistic value is on it and then
Mhm.
what we could potentially make for an offer. And I'm happy to walk you through that and kind of
Mhm.
explain how I'm going about finding these things.
Mhm.
I do use AI quite a bit for my comping because it's
I
able
got a
to
call. I got
pull
a call
things.
in. What were you saying about before
Oh,
comping?
just that I'm happy to go over the like deal with you and show you how I'm kind of finding the value for it and that kind of thing. And
Okay.
I'm happy to show all of that. And then we
Okay.
figure out what a realistic market value is and then what
Mm-hmm.
a realistic purchase price is, knowing that we are investors and that we do have to make some money. That's how we make a living.
Mm-hmm.
And so that there has to be some sort of spread in through there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as long as he's okay with it, which it sounds like he is, then we make a deal or figure out a deal and go from there.
Okay. And if we
Sweet.
can, then we can lock up the other one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If we can, and also too, that might be something too. It's just like, hey, Josh, like, happy to help you through some of this portion of it. We'll partner on it, and
Mm-hmm.
help you get through whatever that building that easement or whatever that is, help you get through that parse or that part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
And he's
So
open. He's open.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
Sounds
why
like he's a
I
nice guy.
liked him when I spoke with him today. We spoke a couple of times. I'm like, hey, you're my kind of guy. You're a deal doer.
Just a straight shooter, just no BS. I love it. Right to it.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I have
Cool.
another one. He was supposed to be sending me the info on it, and it's 30 acres. It's
Okay.
two friends. One friend has 12.9, I think, and the other one has, I think it's 40 point something. And the other friend has 29 point something. And it
Okay.
comes out to be about 40 something. They'll sell it together because the one friend has the access, the other one, the land is locked,
Okay.
but they're together, you know,
Okay.
you put it together, they're next to each other.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's, yeah. I mean, if you have some info, awesome. Otherwise, we can always too take a look at it on Monday or you can send it over to either way. I'm going to put my website in there. That's the best way to submit a deal. All right. So if you have
Okay.
any info, and the reason why I say that, I'm happy to joint venture with people, happy to walk them through, happy to give them finder's fee, whatever the case is. However, if you submit it through there, it goes straight into my CRM. And the biggest benefit of that is that I won't miss it. If
Okay.
you send it to my email, then I'm like, I get blown up with all
Mm-hmm.
sorts of spam emails, as I'm sure everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
There's some head noddings going on. And so if you submit it through there, I for sure will see it because it is in one spot
Mm-hmm.
that I'm there, that I live there all day, every day. So feel free
Mm-hmm.
to submit it through there if you desire. Otherwise, too,
Okay.
happy to just walk it through on here and whatever as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
but just something for reference for you as well. You can always send it via email. I just want to make sure I don't miss it.
Okay, I'll send it. I saw that site. I don't know how I missed it,
That's
but
okay. Not a
uh,
problem.
I'll do it the next time. I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'm meeting. I'll meet with him tonight about
perfect.
the 40 acres.
Awesome.
It's in Texas as well, and I
Sweet.
think there might be mineral rights with it as well.
Bonus. Okay.
Hmm.
I love it. Yeah, send it over. Once you have the info, just send her on over there. I think I just added to, I'm also too always adding to this. And so I also added a place where you can drop photos and all that fun stuff too. So if you
Hmm.
have photos and the address and all that, the more info, the better. So I love it.
Okay. So do I need to send you that picture of the plat? But I think you got a you
This one,
saw.
I got it. I
Okay.
got it. Yep. I'll plug it in. I'll plug it in on this one. If you want to send the next one over on the website, even better, because then that way
Mhm.
it's there. And also too, Cynthia, I will put your info in there because I want to make sure if we figure out a way to get this deal done, that make sure that we get you paid too.
And then also, yes, so do you want to do a conference call with him also where we can talk to him about maybe assisting him with his other deal?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do this. Let me comp this property.
Mm-hmm.
And let me figure out what we can get for value. Let me look up minor subdivide rules a little bit more in depth and see if we can kind of do that. Let me do a little AI analysis on that portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we have that info, let's see if we can present him with a deal or an offer, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And let's also ask him about that too at the same time.
Okay.
That sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
Two birds with one stone.
Yes. And
Love it.
I'm getting started. I'm getting started. I've
You're
been
doing awesome. You brought it. You brought a lead to us. This is great. This is exactly
yeah.
what this is for. Is to like go through something like this, learn um, on a call. Like, let's go. I love it. I love it.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I like this because it's something I can learn from. And then I can do better. When I come, I'll be more, prepared.
Yeah, you're doing great. And that's exactly that you hit the nail on the head of exactly what the purpose of this is to learn. And once you learn, right now, you know what questions I'm going to ask and what questions, like how I'm kind of starting to think. And then you're going
Mm-hmm.
to be able to think ahead of time and ask all those questions. So then it's
Mm-hmm.
like, holy crap, this looks like you're like, hey, Sam, this is a great one. Oh, okay. Like, let's check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this is a great one. Like, let's go. Right. And then it just speeds up, right? The
Mm-hmm.
faster and faster down the
Yeah,
road. And also too, the more you learn and the more you earn too. That's the fun part.
yeah, that's true. And I love to research. I love to
Love it.
research. So,
Love it.
my question is on land because I've ran across all kinds of land.
Mhm.
Uh, some of it's like commercial, but it's in like maybe 1.2 million or something like that. I mean,
Yep.
is that something you would look at?
Yes, I do look at some commercial land. Commercial can be really, really tough because the
Mm-hmm.
values of it can be
Mm-hmm.
sky high
Mm-hmm.
based on potential, not
Mm-hmm.
based on what it can and can't be. So,
Okay.
yes, I do buy some commercial land. I actually need to. You're like the 12th person who's asked me this, so I'm going to write it down. Then I'm going to add a little section on my website that tells you exactly what I buy,
Mm-hmm.
aka my buy box,
Mm-hmm.
because that does happen. And through there, I do buy land commercial. I'll show you real quick a little bit about it. This isn't I'm not trying to do a sales pitch here, but just to give you some more info. Here's kind of what I'm looking for. If you're part of the sub two community, Pace had a car wash deal, and so I'm looking for parcels that fit within that. Um, Half acre to 1 acre, they have to be zoned for a car wash. Population of 30,000 people or more in the surrounding area. Traffic at least 15,000 cars per day. Um, Average median income or area median income. medium. It should say median. Sorry about that. Median income 50,000, and then anywhere nationwide really on that. Prefer Minnesota or Western Wisconsin just because I'm close to it, and so then maybe I'll be able to actually use it all the time. But if not, that's okay too. So I certainly can, and Cynthia, I can send this over to you too if that's of interest. So then you have an idea of what I'm exactly looking at. But
Mhm.
yes, bottom line, I will do some commercial for sure, in order to, but not as much. I'm very, very, very specific about commercial.
So on the land, what dollar values? Let's say, for instance, I know you said your sweet spot is somewhere around 40 to 80 acres.
Mhm.
So do you go outside of that anytime, or is it
Oh,
just?
absolutely. Absolutely. I'll look at just about anything. The things that I won't really touch are going to be the like 10, $15,000 parcels. The main reason being is because normally there's just not a lot of spread,
Mm-hmm.
and your work on a small $15,000 sale price parcel is about the same as your work on a $400,000 20-acre parcel or 40-acre parcel.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the same amount of work, just your payday is maybe 5 grand versus maybe 50 grand. Does that make
So
sense?
I've seen some where the it was a large amount of land,
Mhm.
and it looked profitable from what I could kind of calculate, and the per acre was very low.
Mhm. Yep. So
So,
generally speaking, the more acres you sell, the more price per acre goes down.
hmm
So the more acres you have, the more the price per acre goes down. Generally speaking, now that's not always true,
okay.
but generally speaking, in terms of like a price cap, there is no. I don't really have a price cap. If it's a deal, it's a deal. It's a deal, and I'll
hmm
be able to find funding for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And you just do
love it.
land, strictly land, correct?
Land is really where I'm doubling down and focusing on. I
hmm
do also look at RV parks and mobile home parks, but we'll table that for a separate conversation because this is more about land here today.
Okay, but I found an amazing, I found some good ones. But I found what is it, a resort one? They have a waiting
Park,
list. A resort, yeah, a really
nice,
nice one.
nice.
Very
Yeah, like I said,
large.
yeah, I'm happy to take a look at it. Let's but let's talk about that offline because I want to make sure that everyone who came here
Yeah.
for land wants to talk about land.
Okay. Okay.
Because I could talk
Okay.
about either, but I'm not sure everyone else wants
Okay.
to. So
Okay.
I appreciate
Okay.
it. Camilla, do you have a
Okay.
question? See if we can get you
Yeah, sorry
unmuted.
about
There
that.
you
I
are.
have like this microphone. I have to push the button, and it's like it's a
That's all
mess.
good. Thanks for
So yeah,
coming.
I just want to be able to when I get things from my friend who she brings leads in to even just look
Yeah.
at it myself and say, okay, what does she send me? Is it any value before I send it off, even if it's worth putting out
Mhm.
there on. So I was
Yeah.
wondering if you could look at one she sent me, just kind of break down
Sure.
like your process, like you kind of did. It was really good. Then I
Yeah.
can see, okay, this is a good way of looking at this. And I'll put it in
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
I put the link that
Mhm.
she gave me when it went live. So, but if you
Okay.
need the address, I can put that in there too.
Let me just open up a new tab. Check this out here. All right. Cool. Did I look at this one? Did I get back to you? Did I send you? I thought I sent you back
I
an email.
emailed it, you replied, and I waited. I said, well, it was the weekend. And I was like, I'll just wait. I'll get on the call and then see if he has time. Cause I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I did send you back an email though on it, right?
You replied, yes. But I
Okay.
wasn't
Okay.
sure. I
I
was
was
like, I
like,
wanted to
okay.
ask, like, let me get his process. Let me just talk,
Okay.
see
Yeah.
how he
Yeah.
walks through this.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, man, I swear I saw this, and if I did not hit send, I'm going to be so mad at myself. So, okay, perfect. Okay, so how essentially I look at this. So, first thing I'll take a look at photos. Photos look really nice, actually. Looks like it's agricultural land or crop land.
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah,
see a
that
lot
says
of
on the
kind of
little
clear out
notes there's
fields.
actively doing something. They actively farm it.
Hmm.
So I guess that someone actually actively farms it, but maybe that
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. So
Yeah. So 69 tillable acres. So generally speaking, and this is a generally speaking thing, it looks like it's new on Zillow, 7 days, 2 saves, 73 views. So quite a few views. Not a ton of saves, but also to its agricultural land. So I wouldn't expect a ton of that. Um, right now, when I'm looking at, so first thing I look at, see what type of land it is. Looks agricultural,
Mhm.
right? Looks like it's ag land. Check. Okay, cool. Next thing I want to look at, price and acreage. So this makes math really easy. It's $10,000 per acre. 730,000 divided by 73. That's 10,000 per acre, which is about normal for farmland, if you will. Generally speaking, anywhere from 10 to 15,000 per agricultural land is pretty normal. All right.
Okay.
Um, currently leased. So when I look at this, I go, okay, are there crops on it? Currently leased by and farmed by a local farmer. Awesome. He's giving 80 bushels per acre, which might not mean a whole heck of a lot to me or you. But what that means, though, is that that gives a farmer an idea of how productive the land can be. All right. And that the higher the bushel, the higher amount of money that you can get for the land. So just kind of overviewing that super briefly. Um, one other thing to note, too, when it's already pre farmed, generally speaking, you can't do a whole heck of a lot to the land until those crops are out.
Okay.
Right? So just something to kind of like think about, right? So what that either means is you're either going to be able to take over that farmer's lease, right? Pro rata or whatever it may be, or you're going to close once the crops are out, right? So your close date might be like October 31st or November 1st, right? When those crops are out.
Okay.
All right. Which also too then brings you into the winter season, which is slower in land. So just things to kind of think about. All right. Um, overall, really good write up here. So I don't know if Alyssa is your friend or not, but she had a really good write up, which is awesome. Um, next thing I'm going to take a look at is I'm going to look at the map. I'm going to blow up the map here. I always go to lot lines because that can tell me roughly, maybe that can tell me roughly where the lot lines are. So they own a whole bunch. This thing goes way back, right?
Mm.
And then I'm looking at the surrounding area, a bunch of farms, kind of some houses in between. I'm looking at seeing, okay, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, kind of right next to a lake, a campground, another small little town. What's the nearest thing, right? Maybe this up here, whatever this is, Mount
Mhm.
Vernon, Illinois. Okay, cool. So not too terribly far, but it's definitely out a ways. Okay. That, especially like out a ways from Mount Vernon, can be, it's not a big enough metropolitan area to make
Mhm.
it increase the value, which I know
Okay.
sounds really weird, right? But if you get like an hour outside of, like, you're in Illinois, if you're an hour outside of like St. Louis, so like anything like over in here can actually go for higher prices because now all of a sudden you're outside the city, but you still have quick access to the
Mhm.
city, right? And so you can kind of play that game back and forth. The challenging piece is also too figuring out where like the path of progress is going, right? Is it going down this highway? Is it going up this highway? Right? This is kind of down and over. So it's kind of a little bit out in the middle of nowhere. All right. But I want to at least take a look and see where that's at. Next thing I'll look at, 73 acres is really good, right? Oh, I also forgot too. Whenever I get a large tract like this too, I want to see how much road frontage is on there because I want to see if I'm able to subdivide it,
Okay.
right? There's not a ton of road frontage on here, so that makes it really hard to subdivide because it kind of goes, see how you own all this back behind all these houses? It looks like, is that a road or is that a train? That's a train track. Dang it. Shoot. I was like, oh, what is this? No, that's a train track. If that was a train track, you see how awesome that would be? Or if that was
Yeah.
a road? Because then you
Yeah.
could subdivide this one, subdivide here, right? Like you can go almost all the way down if that was a road. The problem is that your road frontage is just really right here. So really, really teeny tiny, not going to be able to subdivide it, right? So we automatically know that exit strategy is kind of out, right? Flipping or wholesaling it is certainly on the table. However, it is already on market,
Yeah.
which makes it really hard, right? It's kind of like, can you find something? Yes, but right, say this is going to sell. I'm going to throw out an arbitrary number. Say it's going to sell for 700,000, right?
Mhm.
So if it needs to sell for 700,000, we have to take in roughly 10% for
Okay.
realtor fees, closing costs, recording, all that stuff, roughly. Because you have the seller agent, you have the buyer agent, potentially, right? Your agent, the buyer's agent, plus some closing costs. So you want to factor in anywhere from 10 to 20% of that cost. 20% might be a little high, but 10 to 15 probably is a really accurate number. So you want to take in 10 to 15%, automatically is going to get cut off the top, right? So let's just run this math backwards, if you will. Let me get out to, I'm a very visual person, so bear with me here, okay? All right, so if we have, come on now. So say we go 700 purchase price, right? And then let's say we have 10%. We're going to say it's really lean. We're going to say we're going to sell it for 10%, right? And actually, let's go 15. Let's go 15. Let's be more conservative. All right. So 700,000 times 0.15 is $105,000 right off the bat. And that's just for like closing costs. All right. So now all of a sudden, minus 700,000. So now we're at purchase price of 595. New purchase price. All right. Now we need to figure out, Camilla, how much money do we want to make on this? How much money do you want to make on this?
Um,
Just throw out a number.
okay, $10,000.
No, you want to make more than that.
Okay, $20,000.
Let's say 50. Let's
Okay.
say 50. And the main reason being is because I'll show you why. All right.
Okay.
So let's say we want to go 50,000. Okay. So 595 minus 50. All right. So you have 50K in assignment, or let's say profit. All right. So now our new purchase price is 545,000 for the newest purchase price. All right. So when we start looking at this, right, and we're going, okay, I want to make $50,000. I know that I have $105,000 in closing costs. Right. So that's $155,000
Mhm.
right there that I'm going to take. Okay. And if we think 700, so we have 155K in fees, we're just going to say in fees. Okay.
Okay.
So if we have 155,000 in fees and we think that market value is 700,000. All right. Which means that at 100% of market value, you're at $700,000.
Mhm.
All right. Are we going to sell it at 100% of market value every single time? No. Dang it. I wish it was that easy, but it's not, right? Just like a house, right? People always negotiate, right? And there are times
Yeah.
where houses go above, and then most of the time houses go below asking, right? Because somebody's trying to throw an offer out there and see if somebody bites on it, right? So if we take 700,000, right? And we're going to say land in the area, if it's 10% off, it flies off the shelves. We're going to go, awesome. So let's take 10% off of that. So we're going to take $70,000 off of that. Okay. And we know that that purchase price, right? We go 90% of 700K equals, that'd be 630,000. Okay. So we have 630,000 is kind of like our target price to move it quickly. All right. We're going to take another 5% off of that, 5 to 10% off of that. And that is our fire sale price. Okay. So 630,000 times 0.95, right? That gives us our fire sale price. Or if you just want to go straight at it, you just go 85% of 700K. Does that make sense how I'm kind of breaking this down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure you're following with me here. All right. So we have this is our new price that we're going to base all of our money or all of our like how fastly we're going to sell it. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is our new price, 598,500. We're going to say that's quote unquote market price, or actually let's go sale price. Sale price. All right. Now we're going to subtract that 155,000 in fees that we're going to have. All right. Our offer is going to be 443,500 is going to be our offer from that. All right.
Hmm.
And that is based off if we sell it at 85%. There's multiple ways how you can kind of break this down,
Hmm.
but that's normally how I just kind of take a real quick look at it, right? And if we sell it for 589,000, our closing cost is probably going to be a little bit less,
Yeah.
right? However, I always want to approximate my closing costs at full market value, right? If I get
Mhm.
anything above 85%, it's all gravy,
Yeah.
right? So I can all say, oh, sweet, that's all profit, right? But I'm not, and so I'm not banking on that lower price and all of a sudden go, oh crap, now I have to come up with $12,000 worth of closing costs. Ugh, right? I went from making money to not making money, right? As an
Yeah.
investor, that's really tough, right? And you have to understand that, investors do need to make money. That's a challenging piece. Sellers also want to sell for the most amount of money, right? If it's already on market, that makes it really tough,
Okay.
right? If it's direct to seller, right? Kind of like maybe like what Cynthia had, right? You can do a few different structures. One is you can offer them 443,500 and see if they take it. If they do, awesome, cool. You know your profit margins and you know how you can go. And now all of a sudden it's up to you to list it and get that sold and XYZ, right? If they're like, no, that's too low, I need a higher purchase price, right? And I think this is who mentioned it? Somebody mentioned it. Was it who was it? I think it was Brian. Yeah, Brian mentioned all seller finance to give them a slightly higher offer, right? Because now all of a sudden you're splitting the risk
Oh,
with
yeah.
them. And so now you're splitting the profit with them. You go, hey, no problem. Let's do this. I will partner on it with you. Our purchase price will be, we'll say instead of 443, let's say our purchase price will be 550, right? Anything we get over 550, we take out all the costs, closing costs, and then we split whatever that is, 50-50.
Okay.
All right. So let's say you offer them, let's say it sells for, here, we'll just write out a seller finance. So let's say we sell it for 700,000. Say we get full market. Win. All right. Our
Mhm.
agreement is 550K purchase price to seller. Okay. So we're going to take that 700. I want to make sure I'm doing all my math right here, right? Minus 550 is 150,000. Minus 550 150,000. All right. So this is quote unquote profit. All right. It's not quite profit yet, and I'll explain. All right. So you have 150K profit. All right. But it costs you 75,000 for closing.
Mm.
Closing costs and realtor. All right. So now you take the 150K minus 75K. And that gets you 75K. Actual profit.
Mm.
All right. And now say your agreement is a 50-50 agreement. All right. 50% to the buyer, 50% to the seller. And now all of a sudden you get 37. So you get 37,500 to additional to seller. And you make 37,500 to you. So you didn't get your 50K profit, right? That you had up here, but you made 3750. The seller got a higher purchase price, right? So they got their 550 plus 3750 plus 550. So the totals, seller made 550. If I can type here, 550K plus 37,500. So they made 587,500 total, and you made 37,500. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Breaking down numbers through there, right?
Yeah.
So whenever we find something that's on market, the challenge is that it's really hard unless there's some sort of subdivide or some value add that you can have on it, right?
Or they can cut it, you can get the price down real low.
Mm-hmm. Yep, correct, right? Or you can get down the price down low, or somebody who just doesn't care, doesn't want it, whatever it is, right? Because there are people they're just like, I don't care, I don't want it, I don't need it, whatever. I just want to get rid of it. Okay, cool. So somebody like that might take the 443,500 offer and might go, sweet. I inherited this land. I have no use for it. I didn't want to keep it anyways. I don't want to go through selling on market. I really could care less. 443,500 sounds wonderful to me. That's $443,500 I didn't have a month ago or whatever it is, right? Versus somebody who's like, hey, I don't really, seller finance might be more of an offer where it's like, hey, I don't really need the money, but also too, I don't really have a need to sell it that quickly, right? Like I could really, whatever, kind of thing. I'm in no hurry, right?
Okay.
And so they're looking, well, I'll sell it if the price is right. Okay, well, what's the right price? Well, anything over 580, I would consider. Bingo, right? So now all of a sudden you can look at a seller finance offer on it, right? And go, hey, I'll help you sell it. Are you okay with me splitting some of the profit with you? And majority will go towards you, but are you okay with me helping, like, take a fee for helping to sell that? Right. And so something like that might be another way where you can help a seller or help somebody out who wants to sell, but maybe doesn't want to go through all the rigmarole or whatever that may be.
Everyone, I have to leave. I'm meeting someone on this other land.
Amazing.
That 40 acres.
Well, hold on before you go. Smile, because we got to get it. We got to get a little.
Oh.
We got to get a little camera. So smile.
Yeah.
Got you guys. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, Cindy,
I
you can now leave.
I have some if we could work on on Josh tomorrow. I'm a minister, so on Wednesday all the way to Saturday, we're fasting. So I'm shutting down from internet and all of that for 3 days.
Awesome.
So
Well,
I can give you
let's talk
his.
tomorrow then, Cynthia.
Okay.
That sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. I'll shoot you an email after this, all right?
Okay, thank you.
All right. We'll
Nice
see ya.
meeting everyone. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good to meet you.
Okay, bye.
Awesome. Camilla, does that kind of help out in terms of like seller
Yeah, that
finance and how to
helps.
take a look at it?
It does. It does help.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything else too that you want or kind of need around that piece of land?
No, mostly when she sends me things. Alyssa, she's the broker, but my
Uh-huh.
friend works for her, so she's like the admin. So what happens is she gives me all the stuff she gets before market, but at some point it's going to go to the market. So I try to like
Sure.
go through
Like
what
this
she
one.
sends me and like what's actually good. And I'm like, I don't know. So,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Another way too that you can also take a look at this as well. And one thing that we haven't mentioned, now we kind of talked about how to like look for an offer, right?
mhm.
The other piece of it too is looking for solds,
Okay.
right? And seeing what is sold and what hasn't, right? So I'm just in Zillow, sold property types. I got lots and land on here because that's all that this is land. Um, lot size. So I'm going to go 50 acres and I'm going to go 200 acres. Now you're going to have a hard time finding that because there's not a ton
Yeah.
of large piece of land, right? Nothing's super close. This is probably more like your closest comparison.
Yeah.
This has a nice shed, studio, barn dominium on it. Looks like, looks like it's kind of more like a hunting shack more than anything else. Looks like it has a little field and has some woods on it. Is that a good comp? Mm, Probably not the best, just because most years is ag land, right? So
Okay.
agricultural land. So you might have to zoom out a little bit further. The challenging piece too, let's see here. Here we go. So it looks like maybe this was a whole farm, whole bunch of buildings, 95 acres, and that sold for 715,000.
Mm.
So 10,000 an acre in this area doesn't look like it. Oh, and it has, well, I don't know how nice that pool is, but it has a pool in there. But here you go. You can kind of see the property here. Okay, here you go. Nice. This is kind of cool. So this also too tells you soil maps.
Oh, wow.
So whenever you see something like this is a soil map. And so this tells you there's different types of soil within here. A farmer would love to know this type of information because then they know how readily crops will grow. Here you go. And then here's your description of all the different soils.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. So whenever you see something like this and it's shaded different colors, that's
Mhm.
a soil map.
Okay.
Yeah. I can kind of show you here too. This might be a kind of a better way to. Mm, Let's go right here. So here's contours, right? You can just see kind of one line, not super great. And now here is a soil map. So Texas is probably a bad example of it. Here, let me zoom out to the Midwest where it's much more diverse. Let it load here. And of course, now this is like not diverse at all. Let me go someplace where it is diverse. Let's try Indiana. Maybe there we go. That's a little bit better. Cool. So you can see all the different types of soil within there.
Okay.
See how it's all kind of different colors
Yeah.
and kind of seemingly it's kind of all over the board. So whenever you see something like that, that's more of a soil map.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise then, I would take a quick peek at comps and then see what they see what they show. If you don't know how to comp it, that's totally fine. Like you can always send it over. I'm always happy to help you with it as well. But that's kind of generally how you kind of first start looking at it. Here's 97 acres. Now this is woodlands and some farmland for 515,000. So let's see real quick. Let's just see how fastly this sold. Yeah. This is how you know it was priced right. sold within 2 months,
Okay.
gone. Right? No price drops, went contingent, what, 15, 16 days after? Or I can't do math. 14, 18 days,
Mhm.
went contingent in 18 days. That's when that's priced accurately. That's how you know. So that's, remember how we were talking about that 80 to 90%?
Yeah.
That's what this was. Yeah. Versus like, let's take a look at this one. This is that farm again. Let's see where, here we go. Listed for sale. Yep, here you go. Listed for sale. Oh, no, listing removed. What's going on here? Oh, what is going on? Okay, here we go. Sold 715. Yeah, okay, here you go. So somebody tried, what is it, 205? Oh, they probably tried to parcel it off.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they, I was like, wait, what? How is this?
Mm.
775, closed for 715, but that took 7 months,
Mm.
right? So that was probably closer to like 95, 98% of market value. If it takes that long. And then looks like about a month later, that's probably as accurate. About 6 weeks to subdivide off a piece of land, which is about
Okay.
accurate here. And it looks like he tried to sell that. He or she tried to sell that and then eventually didn't and then just stopped it. Took it off the market.
Wow.
So my guess is that they probably tried to parcel off the house and then keep the rest of the land.
Mm.
Here, should we look? Should we see if I'm right?
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. See if I'm right. Yep. I knew it. Yep. So here you go. They tried to piece off this piece of land, and then the rest of this was all theirs as well. So they just tried to parcel off, maybe even actually this portion of it. That's what they did. Is that it? No. Oh, interesting. Huh. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't want to put too many people on blast here, but but yeah, that's kind of what I see for something like that. It sounds like they maybe tried to parcel something off and then sell it. But that also too is another way where you can kind of like take a quick check. If you really want to take a really quick check at it, Camilla, what I would do is I would just go here and I would say, okay, what are solds roughly going for, right? I'd say 715, 515, 435, right? Gives you an idea. Okay, it's probably around this 5 to 600,000 range. And this one is priced at, what was it, 700, 730?
7:30. Yeah.
So it's probably pretty high. Yep. That sound
Yeah. That helps a lot.
good? Kind of help
Yeah.
you a little bit. And then
Yep.
also too, obviously walking back too, like I showed you a little bit more of the math behind it as well. So then you can kind of
Mhm.
get a better idea of kind of how you can formulate an offer, right? If you only wanted to make 20,000 or 30,000 or whatever, right? That offer can bump up higher and higher.
Okay. That helps a
Yep.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any other questions?
Not today and not for this particular parcel, but it gives me something to chew on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you again.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Awesome. Let's see here. Brian, welcome back. Do you have any other questions before we wrap up here? You might be at the grocery store picking up some groceries, maybe. All right. Awesome. I'm going to wrap it up then. We went super long, went an hour and 42 minutes. I appreciate you guys hanging out for that long. It's been awesome. To be honest, I could totally sit here and talk land for like the rest of the night. My wife would be like, you're gonna come eat dinner. But I love answering questions, helping you guys out, learning myself too, just getting better at it. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming. And I will be back Wednesday at noon. So come on back if you have more questions.
Thanks so
Awesome.
much. Have a good evening.
Yeah. See ya. Take care.
All right.